Hey everyone, welcome back to Autism Beyond the Label. I am Shyheem Shabazz along with my mom.
Hello, I'm Antoinette.
And today we are talking about pleasing the unpleasable.
hmm So, if you're just tuning in, last time we were here, we were discussing the topic, and I was talking about how Shyheem was picking up. I asked him to go pick up a dead animal that had died in the yard, and he just went and did it. And so that brought up the topic for us to discuss today, because it was something that he really didn't want to do, but he did it because he wanted to please me and because I asked. And so I thought that today that would be a good topic for us to discuss, not only for those that are on here that have family members or children that have autism, because this subject can be applied to everybody, I think.
Well, depending on like if they have it just as depending on like how it is for them, if it's almost normal like me, or if it's really bad that they can't control it, depending on like how
Right.
you say it.
So but I do think that the topic can be applied to those without disabilities and those with disabilities. Do you agree?
Yes.
Yes. So if you're just tuning in for the first time, we are here sharing our story about our journey raising Shyheem that has autism. And we're hoping that by sharing our information that we may be able to help others out there. So we're not going to stay on here long. We're just going to go ahead and get started, and we're going to jump right into it. So
Yes.
I have a personal problem with Shyheem not telling us if there's something that bothers him, or if it's something that hurts him, or if there's something that needs to be addressed. So being that Shyheem has Asperger's, one of his things that he does is he likes to people please. And by people pleasing, why are you laughing?
Well,
it
like,
is.
Yeah, well, that's used to, and I will explain deeper into
Okay.
that.
Well, go ahead. You can say used to. Go ahead.
Okay. Yes, I when I was like growing up and stuff, ever since I was 14 to 15 years old, I was just all about just, getting my life, like, just making it better, like making it like following the rules and just doing the right thing. It just
Well, nothing's wrong with doing the right thing. We're just, and by I didn't mean to cut you off, but I'm saying it's nothing wrong with doing the right thing. We're just saying to this day, okay.
Yes.
So let's speak on this, okay? Because I wrote a few things down here because I didn't want to forget. Okay. So there was a time when you were growing up and your shoes were too small. Okay. Your shoes were too small and they were hurting your toe. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. But you didn't come to us and say, hey, my feet are hurting in these shoes. I think I might need new shoes. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Okay. So why didn't you come and say that? Do you know why?
I don't know why. I just didn't.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Okay, go ahead.
That was just before I wasn't thinking at the time.
Right. And even now though, there might be shoes, if we don't check to see if your shoes fit your feet, then you won't come and say, hey, these shoes hurt my feet.
Yes, I would.
You would now?
I would.
Okay.
Because I would be just, I want to be able to think better. Like I
understand that. I'm just saying it's just one of those things that come with having Asperger's, because you don't reach out and tell people how you really feel because you don't want to hurt people's feelings. Right?
Yes, that is true.
Okay, so that's what we're speaking on. So for those out there that have family members or kids that have Asperger's or autism, that's one of the things that we have to think about. That sometimes it's not the first thing that comes in forefront of your mind, but simple things as checking the shoe size to see if these shoes still fit, because sometimes they're not, or most times they're not going to come and tell you, hey, my shoes hurt my feet. They'll just continue to wear them. Same thing with your pants, right? You grew really fast, and then your pants or your shorts became a little too tight, right?
Yes.
And even to this day, There's sometimes where you might put a pair of shorts on and we might say, Shyheem, those pants are too tight and too, you know what I mean? Too tight. Remember?
Yeah, well, I do. Well, yes, that has occurred before, but
Right.
not
Not recently since we
no.
cleaned out your closet and got rid of those.
Yes,
Yes, but that's one of the things also. Checking the clothes, checking your shoes, things like that. So why can you explain like why if I ask you to do something,
yes,
then you'll go and do it without telling me I don't want to do that? Or do you think so? Have you ever told me I don't want to do that?
no,
Why not?
because and I'm only
I
saying
know.
this like I'm only saying this because like Dad said for me to not say it anymore
It's
because
okay. Go ahead. I
because
got you.
because during the time
Mm-hmm.
it was in my words of being a better person, which I
Mm-hmm.
don't need to do anymore because I
Mm-hmm.
just need to do it,
Mm-hmm.
and, like do it without just well in my own words
Mm-hmm.
also to just you know uh
Are you saying be respectful?
well
Because
yes
okay,
I would say
so
that.
I understand that, and even with your sister, I told her also there's things that you have to do and you have to speak up about that pleases you and instead of pleasing other people. Like at the end of the day, you still can. I want you to be able to speak and say how you feel and say I do like or I don't like, but there's a way to do it that's respectful. As long as you do it and you're respectful, then there's no problem with it. And that's what I want you to do because I don't want you to feel like if somebody tells you to do something, I don't care if it's me or another family member or somebody that might be in the workforce, if you get a job, if they tell you to do something and in your mind, you feel like this is not something that I want to do or I don't feel comfortable doing it,
Then I
I need you
just
to be able to speak up and say that no matter who it is.
yes
You see what I'm saying?
I do.
Got it. And then sometimes you might try to please somebody like okay, give an example. Um, let's just speaking on it didn't happen. I'm just using an example. Okay.
Yeah.
A girl might like you,
Yes.
right? But you really don't like her.
All right.
Okay. You think she's okay, but you don't really like her and you don't think she's pretty, right?
Right. Or probably not the girl for me.
Okay. So here's the situation right here. We can talk about this. This is gonna be good. Okay. So remember in high school,
Yes.
and it was a girl, and you said you had a girlfriend. I forgot her name, but she was a black girl.
Her name was like it start with like a T.
Okay, whatever her name was.
Yeah, I forgot.
Okay, so you came home and you was like, I got a girlfriend. And I was like, well, who is she? And you was like, I don't know. She came with me and she was like, you're gonna be my girlfriend. Remember?
You kind of switched that up.
Okay, well, go ahead.
I mean, like you're gonna be.
She told you was gonna be her boyfriend.
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, so she came to you and said, you're gonna be my boyfriend, right?
Yes.
That's not how it works. Nobody comes to you and say, you're going to be my boyfriend. You have to speak up and be like, I don't really like you like that. If I don't like you, then I don't like you. You don't go along with it because she says you're going to be my boyfriend. You understand?
Well, yeah, I was just too excited at the time.
Excited to have a girlfriend, right?
I wasn't thinking
That's what I'm saying. That's what we're speaking about right now. That's what we're speaking on. So sometimes you have to speak up no matter what your emotions or whatever's going on. You're caught up in excitement. You have to be able to verbally say, nah, I'm not really doing that right now. And you don't have to hurt people's feelings. You can just nicely let them know you cool, but I don't really like you like that as a girlfriend. You know what I mean?
Well, I got that part, yes.
Yeah, because then you're unhappy. Like what if she tells you, hey, you need to come pick me up, right? Because she already told you my boyfriend. You need to come pick me up. Can you come pick her up?
No.
So then that leaves you in a position where you're upset. How am I going to go pick this girl up? So now you got all this pressure and all this anxiety. Well, she said I got to be there by this time and I got to go pick her up. So then it makes you in an uncomfortable place trying to please her, right?
Yes.
Exactly. That's what we talk about. And that's why we are addressing pleasing is the unpleasable. And then there's some people who you'll try to change and change and change and do certain things and please that person, and they're never going to be satisfied. They're never going to be pleased. You'll do a million things for them and they'll never be pleased. You understand what I'm saying?
I do.
Gotcha. Okay. So
wait, can we pause for a minute?
Sure. Go ahead. Pause.
Yeah, like Nick asked this.
That's okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, like dude, Asperger's is like a top of.
Okay, so you got to read the question so they know.
I mean, like, will they like if I put it up?
No, I'm saying you got to read the question out so that these people know what question you're addressing. So, what did he say?
Okay, Nick says, "I have no idea what Asperger's are. Can someone please briefly explain what it is?"
Are you going to explain to them?
Well, it's a type of autism. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like what I have, not as bad as not
what you have.
Yes.
You have.
Yeah, I do. But I'm just saying, like, I don't really have it as bad as any other, person with autism does.
Okay. So exactly. That was a good way to put it.
Yes.
Okay. So for Nick, I'm just going to break it down a little bit, and it might not be the appropriate definition, but this is a kind of how we explain it. So Asperger's is a form of autism, and autism is a spectrum disorder. So it goes from like the large end of the spectrum, and then it comes down to the small end of the spectrum. So Shyheem has Asperger's, which is a high functioning type of autism. Okay. So it might be little things. He's right on the border of having autism, basically what I'm saying. So
yes.
Dealing with underlying meanings of things. He has a hard time with underlying meanings and social skills. So that's what Asperger's is. Okay. So we're going to go back to pleasing the unpleasable. So let's talk about outings. And when I mean outings, it's like so vacations or things like that, right?
Yeah.
So are there times where you just went because I just gotta go because they said I gotta go? Would you say that?
I would, but but also because, well, I don't know, maybe because maybe it's a little bit of both.
Okay, so it's a little bit of both in there. But are there times where you've gone somewhere and you really didn't want to go, but you went anyway? And then when you got there, it was like, oh my gosh, I really don't want to be here.
I honestly don't remember.
No. Okay, so for me, I'll address this outing. Okay, so we take a lot of trips where we go to North Carolina to see my mom and my family there. But I took it upon myself to kind of analyze Shyheem, and I came to the realization that although he enjoys going to see family and but it takes him out of his element, because when he's there, he can't really be in his space. Like right now, he's at home, he's in his room, he has everything he needs. And when we were going to my mother's house, it was kind of like he had his little corner, but he didn't have control of the TV, or he didn't have free will to go in and out the refrigerator. So it kind of made him a little uncomfortable. And instead of him saying, hey, once he got to a certain age, instead of him saying, I really don't want to go with y'all no more, we just took it upon ourselves to realize that. And then we didn't make him go. If he wants to go, we'll give him the choice, but we don't make him go, because you have to acknowledge and realize that it makes them uncomfortable. Although you're having a great time, it makes them in an uncomfortable atmosphere. So that was another time where he was kind of like, well, I guess I'm going to go because I'm going to please them. That's what they want me to do. So that's what I'm going to do. You think so?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So do you remember? Ooh.
Yes.
Pleasing the unpleasable.
Well, okay. You keep on saying that, but like what?
Okay. So we're speaking on it because you said that Don't, I mean,
Yeah,
I don't
no,
want
I
you to
mean,
get angry
no, I'm not
or
angry.
upset
I'm
because we're
like,
bringing up.
I'm discussing like what's the
Okay,
next
so you
topic?
remember we used to get your hair braided?
Yeah. Well, I mean, like I just remember being it cut off and
No,
stuff.
no, no. Do you remember you used to get it braided though? It was so long that I used to braid it.
Yes,
And do you remember every time you used to cry?
I did.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Okay, so Shyheem had long hair, and it was like up to like second or third grade, I think. So every time I used to braid his hair, he would cry, like cry the whole time to the point where my husband would like leave or like put on music or something so he couldn't hear. And although um, I didn't want to cut his hair off, and I thought that it was very nice just to have his hair braided and keep it, it was uncomfortable for him. And so I think instead of him saying, I don't want long hair no more, I don't want to get my hair braided, he just kept getting his hair braided, you know, until the day where I realized I'm doing it to please me because I like the way he looks, instead of Shyheem, you know, understanding Shyheem don't like this. Like, I think it was just maybe the tension or the pain that it caused on your scalp or something. I don't know.
Maybe.
You don't remember?
I remember the feel of it, but I don't remember me just reacting that way.
No. Okay. So that's another one of the topics that we talked about. But right now, we, like I said, we came on this topic because I asked you to go pick up something in the yard, or you know, so it's an opportunity right now. We're on here, right?
Yes.
So is there anything that we ask you to do and you're just kind of like, I really don't want to do this, but I'm gonna do it because it's my mom and my dad?
I seriously literally don't know, because I guess this is just all part of me as a kind of preparation for a possible job for the future.
Okay, so that's great. I'm glad you said that. So let's say at a job, um, it's pouring down rain outside.
Yes.
Okay, it's pouring down rain, and your job is to go get the carts.
Yes.
Gather the carts and bring the carts in, but it's pouring down rain. And I mean rain like lightning. Okay.
Yes.
Are you going to go and get the carts in the lightning because that's what they told you your job is going to do? Or are you going to just deciding, okay, what would you do if I told you to go get the carts? If I told you to go get the carts right now and it's lightning outside, then what are you going to do?
I'm not going to do it.
You're not going to do it? So you're going to tell me I'm not going to do it?
Yeah, but I don't want to get struck by lightning. Like,
no. I'm not mom right now. I'm your boss. And I'm like, Shyheem, you need to go get the carts. You need to go get those carts because we need them.
Well, geez, it's just, if it's, well, catch it before like the lightning strikes, because it's all about just, you know, hand. It's all about just taking time and not rushing.
Okay, so we're role playing right now. And what I'm
Yes.
saying is I am your boss.
I get that.
Okay, so here I am. Shyheem, go get the carts. We need them back in the store.
Well, it's lightning out there. How fast? How am I gonna like get all of them in here? If it's lightning, it might strike something.
Exactly. So that's what I need you to be able to do, is to speak up on those things that common sense tells you that's not correct. And the reason I spoke on this, and good job. And the reason I spoke on this, because remember we first moved over here and it was a young lady across the street. I will not say her name. She was walking. Do you remember she was walking in the rain? She was going to school. You don't remember. But this is another thing that you need to realize, because they take things so literally that in their mind, it is, I'm going to go ahead and do this because this has become my norm and this is what is expected of me. And there's a disconnect between, I know that this is expected of me, but not at this moment. So it was a young lady and she lives across the street. She has some type of disability. Now, I don't know if her parents have said, or actually her parent told me there's nothing wrong, but as a parent, I kind of realize it. Not going to jump into that because it's not my business. But the young lady was walking down the street And we probably live about 5 minutes away from the college. It was pouring down and it was lightning and thundering. This young lady was walking down a busy street in the lightning and thunder and rain. So I pulled over and I was going to give her a ride. And she was kind of uncomfortable because she didn't really know me, whether or not to get into the car. Once she got into the car, I asked her, why are you walking in the rain and it's lightning and thundering? Her answer to me was, what's wrong with that? And I thought, well, what's wrong with it is you could probably get struck by lightning and die. And so I just kind of felt sorry because I felt that she's walking to school in the rain because someone has told her you need to be to school by this time. And I don't care how you get there, obviously. So she did what she knew she was supposed to do. So I don't want that to happen with Shyheem. That's pleasing that's pleasing someone else. Someone else told you this is what needs to be done, and so you're going to sacrifice your yourself and your own well-being for the other person who's not in your situation. So that was another thing. But it's not just you, and I won't just say that it's you. I will say that sometimes it's me also. I don't have Asperger's or autism, but sometimes I feel myself and I'm trying to do things for others, or in the past I have. It took me a long time to realize I'm going to do what I want to do.
Yes.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what nobody else says. It don't matter what nobody else comments, feels, whatever. I'm going to do what's best for me and make me happy. And I want you to do the same thing. So if I told you right now, Shyheem, I don't want you to be an animation writer. I want you to be a police officer. Are you cool with that? Would you do that because I'm your mom and you asked me and I asked you to?
No.
You don't want to do that, but I want you to be a police officer.
I just want to do what makes me happy. Like, I just want to
Yeah, but you don't know if animation is going to make you happy.
Well, I'm not gonna give up on that. No one's gonna prevent me from doing it because I'm not gonna.
Well, wait a minute. I'm your mama.
Well, I mean, I anybody else to
But I want you to make a lot of money, and I want you to be a police officer.
Well, I want to be able to make some money too.
Oh no. Okay, it's back. Sorry. Okay, so as I was saying, I'm your mom and I want you to be a police officer. And then
even though police protect and serve and all that stuff, and sometimes they would risk their lives.
Yeah.
And I want to be able to lose my life or something like that.
Okay, so it's a good answer. You have to stand firm in what you believe. And when I mean stand firm, that means I'm not going to change what I want to do no matter what.
I know what
you know what I mean? Gotcha. Oh, excuse me.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. So you don't give up your opportunities. You don't give up what you like doing.
Because for a good reason. And also because you said, because I'm not going to feel like I'm ruining my own life.
It's not ruining it. It's just you have to do what pleases you and not please others. You know what I'm saying? Because if I told you right now, I say, Shyheem, I want you to be a police officer, right? And then you went to school to be a police officer. Then after that, I'm going to tell you to do something else that you don't like. And then you'll find yourself in a cycle where you continue to do things that you don't want to do for me.
Yes.
And then you're going to be unhappy. Because now I'm living my life and I'm living yours because I'm telling you what to do.
Well, I do understand the concept right there.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes, and I will eventually just pick up on that. It's just during the time I just didn't know that I had a choice to do that.
Yeah. But you can speak up and speak for yourself, and it's just about how you say things. And even with I feel like even when you're talking to just regular people,
yes.
You don't let people say what they want to say to you. And even with your friends or family members, there's a way to say, First of all, if something bothers you, you have to be able to give them the opportunity to fix it. And what I mean by that is I'm going to tell you what I don't like.
Yes.
Okay. I don't like when you do this. That gives them the opportunity to fix it. Right?
Yes.
Because now you've told them and it gets it off your chest. Because you know how sometimes you say you get so angry and then you hold stuff in?
Yes.
Why do you do that?
Well, I can't just forget that it just didn't happen. Like I'm supposed to forget about it and just be optimistic about like, oh, just moving on and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the reason why I write it down and as like a as for that one podcast we did about
the dates,
the dates and stuff.
So when you hold things in though, when you hold things in, like if somebody hurt your feelings and you hold that in, are you holding it in because you don't want to hurt their feelings or you don't want to hurt them? Like, why are you holding it in? Can you explain it?
I can't really, because.
So do you think that if you said what you wanted to say and you got it out, then the next take all of that out of your chest full and full and full and full of this anger or this like you're upset, right?
Yes.
So you're just getting full and full and full and full and your chest getting tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter, right?
Yes.
So then if you was to go ahead and tell that person how you feel, then it releases. Like the balloon's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And then once you tell them, now you can come back and now you're good. And it puts all that pressure on the other person now. You see what I'm saying? I've gotten it off my chest. Now it's on you.
Yes.
You see? So now you're pleasing yourself by saying, I'm not going to hold all this on me. I'm going to let you know how I feel and I'm going to let you know that you've hurt me. And now you've put that on them to correct it. And if they don't correct it, then that means they don't care about your friendship or your relationship. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
But you have to give them the opportunity to fix it. You see, that's just like with you. If you were doing something wrong and we told you, we said, Shyheem, I don't like it when you go downstairs and you don't wipe off the refrigerator. You know how you get the fingerprints on the refrigerator?
Well,
you know how we get fingerprints on the refrigerator and stuff?
Yes.
Okay. I'm just saying an example.
Yes.
If I told you, I said, Shyheem, I don't like it when you don't wipe the fingerprints off the refrigerator. Okay. Now, I've told you that I don't like it, yes, right? Because I don't want to hold it in and continue to get upset, right?
Yes.
So I'm going to tell you, I don't like it. Now, the next time when I come down there, if I still see it, the first time I might say, okay, it's a mistake. He forgot. So I'll remind you, right?
Yes.
The next time I'm going to say, well, wait a minute now. Now he's just doing it and he ain't even taking what I said serious. He thinks I'm joking around. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's how you have to do in relationships. I'm going to tell you that you hurt me. Okay. I'm going to tell you hurt me again. After that, I'm not going to tell you no more because I've already told you I don't like when you do this. And you continue to do it. So now we're good. I know what kind of person you are. You see what I'm saying? Do you understand it?
I'm thinking about it clearly. Does
it make sense?
It does.
Okay, let's look and see. It says
no, that was just before.
Oh, that was earlier. Yeah. So that's what we're talking about. You know, you can't please others. You have to please yourself. Whether that means, like for me, I enjoy dancing, right?
Yes.
Other people don't enjoy dancing so much. Do I care? I don't, because I'm doing what makes me happy. Right. Yes. There was a time where I went to the movies by myself. I don't have a problem with that because I'm going to do what makes me happy. So that's the same thing with you. You have to do what makes you happy, not what pleases other people, what makes you happy. If you want to go and there's a time where you want to go to a restaurant and you want to go eat, let's just say you want to go eat octopus and squid at this restaurant, right?
Yeah.
But then your friends don't want to go and do that. You don't change what you want to do for them. You say, well, guess what, guys? I guess I'll catch y'all later. I'm going over here to this restaurant to eat octopus and squid because that's what you want to do. See what I'm saying?
Yes.
Okay. So can you recall? Ooh, I can recall a situation like that.
Yes.
Do you remember when y'all went to prom?
We did. Yes.
Okay. And then afterwards, y'all were supposed to go.
Yes, we're supposed to go
Okay.
see
So explain.
event. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So to explain the whole thing or briefly?
No, briefly. You can say briefly.
Okay. So I went along with a crowd, and we were yes, we were supposed to go to prom, and then afterwards we were supposed to go see Avengers Endgame. But my friend, but one of my friends had like one of my friends. Okay, so yeah, my friend Danica, she had a friend who said that they had other plans to do. Like it was his idea to do.
But originally, your plan was what?
To go see
the movie. So the end of the night, you ended up being upset because you didn't go see the movie, right?
Yes.
But did you speak up and say, "Hey guys, I don't want to do that"?
I didn't.
You didn't. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
So you were trying to please they weren't even your friends. One of them was your friend, but the other ones wasn't, right?
No.
So you're trying to please them by not saying anything.
Her.
Okay, well, please her by not saying anything. But by not saying anything, then you ended up upset, right?
Yes.
That's what we're talking about. See what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah. So I don't know how many people have tuned on today, but we were just talking. If you're just tuning in, we're just talking about, sometimes you try to please other people that are unpleasable. And what ends up happening is you end up being upset, or you dim what I say now. You dim your light so that they can shine. And actually, that's what you're doing, because you're dimming, you're watering yourself down to make the other people happy, to make them grow. You see, you're belittling yourself really, instead of doing. You only get one life.
Yes.
And the only person you can make happy, and you're in control to make it happy, is yourself.
Yes,
right?
That is true. Yes,
that's right. You can't make me. You can try to make me happy.
Well, I mean,
like you can try to do things to make me happy.
Even that.
I mean, okay. So let's talk about it. Can you control my happiness? Can you make me happy?
If I can.
Okay. Go ahead. Explain.
That is if I can, or if you. It's either if it's direct or if I choose to do it on my own, because y'all did, because this is kind of like part of this. You and Dad did say like, I don't need to make you even much more proud, because you'll be proud like no matter what.
Okay. Right. Exactly. So sometimes people say, okay, so as your mom, of course, I love you because you're my son. Right. Yes. Okay. But when I speak on make me happy, right? I think when people say that, it puts pressure on people. And I say that because of this. If I say, can you make me happy? When I ask you that, the answer to that really is you can't. You can't actually control my happiness.
Well, I know that.
You see what I'm saying? You can try to do things to make me happy, but at the end of the day, I have to make me happy, because this is my body. So you can do things, and you like buy me stuff and cook food or do all these things to make me happy.
Yes.
But I'm actually in control of being happy. You see what I'm saying? Like there's no button. You know how you do the remote control and I don't want to watch this TV. So I push the button and it changes the channel, right?
Yes.
You can control what channels, right?
Yes.
Because you have the remote control, right?
Yes.
You can't do that to a person. You can't do that to a person and say, I'm going to make you happy. Why not?
Because you can't.
Why can't you?
because like it was like they were like in their own space. It's their choice to make themselves feel what's right for them.
That's right, because it's a feeling, and you can't feel for me, right? Because if I pinch you,
yes,
that's like me doing this to you. Okay, I'm pinching you.
Yes.
And it's a pain, right?
Yes, it's a pain.
But do I feel that pain?
No, you don't.
No, because it's on you and you have to feel that, right?
Yes.
Same thing with happiness. I have to feel the happiness. You can do things to try to make me happy, but you can't control that. Let me see what our cousin said. You can't please everyone, but you have to do what makes you happy in life and your decision. Absolutely. Absolutely. So that's a part of what we're talking about. You know, that was a good example that we just used was you can attempt, you can try to make other people happy. But at the end of the day, it's what you feel.
Yes.
Because you are feeling this, not me.
Yeah, I got that.
Got it?
I do.
Okay, cool. But I love you and you make me happy.
I love you too.
Okay, cool. But that's just some of the things that we have to talk about. And let me make sure that I'm hitting all the topics that I have on here today. So we got on here and we were just talking about pleasing the unpleasable and losing yourself. And as we started out, this doesn't just apply to those that have Asperger's and autism. This applies to everyone, because sometimes we find ourselves trying to do so much to please the unpleasable. There's people out there who you're just trying to do everything. You're doing it and you're doing it and you're doing it. And you're trying to do everything to please them. And at the end of the day, they're never, ever, ever going to be pleased in anything that you do. So the best thing you can do is please yourself, because you're in control of this body. This body is mine. I'm in control of how it feels. I'm in control of how it responds to things. And so that's what I want Shyheem to do. We spoke on the topic of how he didn't come to me and tell me about when his pants was too tight or his shoes was too tight, or, getting his haircut hurts his head. Those are things that we have to acknowledge, because those people that have disabilities are not going to speak on that. They're not going to speak on those feelings. So we have to make sure that we take those things in consideration and see the signs and address those signs, because just same way that we want to be comfortable in our life, we want them to be comfortable in their life as well. So we're not going to stay on any longer. We're going to go ahead and get off. We appreciate you all tuning in each and every time. We appreciate you sharing our videos, and we appreciate you listening to our story. And again, this is just our story, hoping that we can help others out there. If there's anyone out there that wants to reach out, or if we can help you in any way, please feel free to send us a message. I do know that some people have reached out and asked, did Shyheem want to talk with their son? They're about the same age, things like that. Things that, your child might have autism or Asperger's. Again, we don't have a problem with that. We'll just have to, it's not like he's not very social. So I don't know how the interaction would, I'm not saying that you're not social. I'm just saying that's the social skills is one of the things that we work on, right?
Yes.
Right. Okay. And by being on the videos with your friends has helped a lot with your social skills, wouldn't you say?
It does.
Okay. So that's something that we can possibly do. So again, my name is Antoinette Shabazz, and this is
Shyheem Shabazz.
And we are with Autism Beyond the Label with Shyheem. We thank you and appreciate you. We hope that you have a terrific Thursday. Have a wonderful weekend. Until next time. See ya.
Bye, everyone.